Think EVs are the ultimate eco-warriors, slaying smog monsters with every silent whir? Buckle up, folks, because the green revolution might have a dirty secret hidden under the hood. We're talking about the heart of the beast, the silent superhero or villain, the EV battery. It powers sleek rides and zero tailpipe dreams, but is its creation actually cleaner than the gassy monsters it leaves in the dust? Let's delve in. Have you ever wondered if electric vehicles might not be as green as they appear to be? That's a question that's been making the rounds as the popularity of electric vehicles, or EVs, skyrockets. It seems like everyone's jumping on the bandwagon, touting EVs as the green alternative to traditional combustion engines. But here's where we run into a bit of a paradox. You see, the production of batteries for these electric vehicles isn't exactly a walk in the park. It's an energy-intensive process that comes with its own set of environmental challenges. For starters, the mining operations required to extract the lithium, cobalt and nickel that go into these batteries release toxic fumes into the atmosphere. These operations aren't just limited to a small area, they stretch across continents, from the South American lithium triangle to the nickel mines of Cuba. And then there's the water. Oh, the water! The production of these batteries is a thirsty business. It requires vast volumes of water, leading to water depletion and environmental degradation in regions already grappling with water scarcity. But wait, there's more. Once these batteries are produced, they need to be transported. And guess what? That transportation process also leaves a significant carbon footprint, sometimes even higher than that of internal combustion engine vehicles. So here's the paradox. While EVs are being promoted as the green alternative, there's a contentious issue hiding in the shadows: the environmental impact of battery production. And that's a conversation we need to have, because the way forward isn't just about switching from combustion engines to electric vehicles, it's about finding truly sustainable solutions. So, while the electric vehicle market has expanded as a green alternative, the environmental impact of battery production is still a contentious issue. Scene script? Let's delve into the numbers and see exactly how much carbon footprint EV battery production leaves behind. The story of EV battery production begins with mining. The extraction of core components such as lithium, cobalt, and nickel is a process that not only releases toxic fumes into the environment, but is also extremely water-intensive. These activities have led to water depletion and environmental degradation in regions like the South American Lithium Triangle and Cuba, where these resources are abundant. But it doesn't stop there. Once these materials are extracted, they must be transported to factories for production. This transportation phase is another significant contributor to the carbon footprint of EV battery production. In fact, it has been observed that the transportation of batteries results in a higher carbon footprint when compared to internal combustion engine vehicles. Furthermore, the production process of these batteries is not a walk in the park either. It requires substantial energy, often derived from non-renewable sources, which further adds to the carbon footprint. The production of a single EV battery is estimated to generate around the same amount of carbon dioxide as driving a gasoline-powered car for 8 years. That's quite a significant figure. Moreover, the production of these batteries is not just a one-time event. As the batteries degrade over time, they need to be replaced, adding another layer to the carbon footprint. And let's not forget the water. The production of lithium, cobalt, and nickel for batteries requires large amounts of water. In fact, it's estimated that to produce 1 kilogram of lithium, it takes a staggering 500,000 liters of water. That's equivalent to filling 200 Olympic-sized swimming pools. So, what does all of this mean? Well, it means that while electric vehicles are a step in the right direction towards reducing our reliance on fossil fuels, they are not the silver bullet solution to our environmental problems. The production and transportation of EV batteries indeed have a significant environmental cost. As we can see, the production and transportation of EV batteries have a significant environmental cost. What happens to these batteries when they have outlived their usefulness? It's a question that's often overlooked, but holds immense significance in the grand scheme of environmental conservation. As we delve into the challenge of reusing and recycling batteries, we come face to face with the reality that currently, only a tiny fraction, about 5% of batteries are recycled. Now, why is this a problem, you may ask? Well, consider the environmental cost of battery production, the toxic fumes released during mining, the water-intensive nature of the activity, and the transportation costs involved. Now imagine the impact if we do not increase the rate of battery recycling in tandem with the growth of the electric vehicle market. It's a daunting picture, isn't it? Every battery that is not recycled is a missed opportunity to reclaim valuable metals like lithium, cobalt, and nickel. It's a missed chance to reduce the environmental degradation caused by the mining of these finite resources. And more importantly, it's a missed opportunity to decrease the overall carbon footprint of electric vehicles. But the challenge of recycling batteries isn't as simple as it may seem. It's not just about collecting used batteries and sending them off to a recycling facility, it's about developing effective and environmentally friendly recycling processes. It's about creating a circular economy where every part of the battery can be reused or recycled, thus minimizing the need for new raw materials. Moreover, it's about changing our mindsets. It's about understanding that the end of a battery's life in a vehicle doesn't mean it's the end of its usefulness. Many of these batteries can find a second life in energy storage systems, thus extending their life cycle and reducing their environmental impact. The issue of battery disposal and recycling is a significant one that needs to be addressed as the EV market continues to grow. It's a challenge that requires innovation, collaboration, and a commitment to creating a more sustainable future. But remember, every challenge presents an opportunity. And in this case, it's an opportunity to make the promise of electric vehicles truly green. Now, what about the electricity used to power these vehicles? Is it as clean as we think? It's a crucial question that we often overlook in our pursuit of green alternatives. The source of electricity used to power electric vehicles, or EVs, plays a significant role in determining their environmental impact. It's not just about the car itself, but also about the power that fuels it. You see, in a perfect world, we'd be charging our EVs with renewable energy, reducing our carbon footprint to almost zero. But reality is a bit more complex. Take India, for example, a country where thermal sources like coal still account for 61% of power. Coal, as we all know, is one of the most carbon-intensive fuels out there. So even though the EVs themselves produce no tailpipe emissions, the electricity that charges them still contributes to CO2 emissions. It's a paradox, really. We're trying to reduce our carbon footprint, but the very source of our power is part of the problem. And it's not just India. Many countries around the globe still rely heavily on fossil fuels for electricity. This reliance adds a layer of complexity to the overall environmental impact of EVs. We've got to remember that an electric vehicle's eco-friendliness is not just about the car itself, but also the energy that powers it. So it's clear that the transition to electric vehicles isn't as straightforward as swapping a petrol car for an electric one. We also need to consider the source of the electricity that powers these vehicles. If we're charging our EVs with electricity generated from coal or other fossil fuels, are we really making a positive impact on the environment? In the end, it's a balancing act. We need to continue our push towards electric vehicles while also working to shift our power sources to more sustainable options. It's a challenge, but it's one we must face if we're serious about reducing our carbon footprint and combating climate change. Thus, the source of electricity used to power EVs is another factor that determines their true environmental impact. So, what can be done to make EVs truly green? As we've seen, the environmental impact of EV battery production is significant and cannot be overlooked. Nonetheless, there are potential solutions and initiatives that can help mitigate these challenges. Firstly, we can look at the mining of finite resources such as lithium, cobalt, and nickel. This process is water-intensive and has led to water depletion and environmental degradation in several regions. A potential solution is to promote responsible mining practices that minimize the use of water and reduce toxicity. This could involve utilizing advanced technologies and methods that are more environmentally friendly. Secondly, we need to address the challenge of recycling and reusing batteries. Currently, only a tiny fraction, about 5% of batteries are recycled. By developing and implementing efficient recycling programs, we can not only reduce the environmental impact but also make battery production more sustainable by reusing the materials. Furthermore, the source of electricity used to power EVs plays a crucial role in determining their eco-friendliness. For countries like India, where thermal sources like coal account for the majority of power, this poses a significant challenge. Therefore, it's essential to push for cleaner energy sources to charge these vehicles. Government initiatives can play a pivotal role in promoting EV adoption and responsible practices. In India, the government has already implemented initiatives to promote EV adoption. However, an increase in demand could potentially lead to higher prices and indiscriminate mining of finite resources. Therefore, it's crucial to balance the push for EVs with sustainable and responsible practices. In conclusion, while electric vehicles hold a lot of promise for a greener future, we must address these environmental challenges head-on. By fostering responsible mining, encouraging efficient recycling, and pushing for cleaner energy sources, we can truly make the most of this technology. While EVs hold a lot of promise for a greener future, it's essential that we address these environmental challenges to truly make the most of this technology.